Welcome everybody to Squatchcast episode 3. Today we're going to be talking about something that a lot of people that think about Bigfoot wonder, or actually probably arguably most people that think about Bigfoot wonder, which is the big topic and argument for non-Bigfoot believers. Why does Bigfoot footage always come out blurry? Very interesting question. So, okay. Um The number one reason I think most of the time it comes out blurry is because when you see a Bigfoot, the first thought that comes to mind isn't, "Oh, I need to get this thing on camera." It's, "I'm seeing this thing on now." Like what? In fact, I've actually had a Bigfoot sighting before, and my first thought was, this thing's kind of freaking me out. Now, I was filming at the time, but I will say it was nighttime, and my camera does not see well in the dark, which means I unfortunately did not get on camera, but I saw it that night, and the first thought that came to my head was, I need to go. I need to go. So the first thought, at least for normal people, when they see a Bigfoot is not, I have to film this thing. It's, I gotta get out of here. So by the time they get ready to actually take photos, in my opinion, the Squatch is probably either gone or you're running while, like, you're going away while you're trying to take a picture, which would make it blurry, or you're just in a rush so that you can leave, and then that can get blurry. And sometimes, people think they take pictures and they didn't actually take pictures, so that is, a huge reason I personally think that it normally ends up blurry is because even with good cameras, if you do not take your time to focus on the object you need to focus on, and I know this because I'm a photographer, it won't do it. It would be, in my opinion, called alien technology if there was a camera that was able to just autofocus immediately on the creature so they could run. So, that's what I gotta say. Well, one of the things I gotta say about why Bigfoot footage comes out blurry. So yeah. All right. Look real quick. All right. Another thing can also depend on lighting, I guess. So, if it's well, yeah. It also can depend on lighting because, and also the woods you're in, because let's say you're in, like, a dark area, and the squash you're looking at is also a dark brown color. It can blend in very well, and the camera doesn't really see it super well, because if you put a person, and I haven't tested this before, but I can almost 100% guarantee you that if you put a person in a ghillie suit, take them out into the woods with kind of dark lighting. Take them out into some, like, darkish woods, where Bigfoot typically is. Get dark lighting and try to take a picture in anywhere from 1 to 4 seconds. You're not gonna get that Squatch on camera without it being blurry, because, like, you're just not gonna do that. Um, and sometimes here's something that actually happens sometimes is sometimes the camera just glitches out. Now, I would typically just say that, sometimes it's just been on for too long and it glitches sometimes. Um, but that's not what happened in the show Finding Bigfoot. So, in the show Finding Bigfoot, which is actually what got me hooked on Bigfoot at first, is they went into the woods, they put a trail cam up, they put, or maybe a couple of trail cams or something like that, and then they put a big bucket of meat, like, just in between trees. And so they went away and did some squatching other places around that property for a little while. When they came back, the trail cam was still up, the meat was completely gone. They checked the footage, and the trail cam had glitched out. and they didn't get any footage of whatever took that meat. I will say that right there for people trying to disprove Bigfoot is enough to make a huge dent in Bigfoot, in like not Bigfoot believing, because like you mean to tell me they had the camera up when they came back, the meat was gone, it had glitched out. I'm just saying. I will also say it is possible that that if it was a Squatch, it could have messed up the camera because Squatches are very very smart. Now keep in mind they're not like 10 times smarter than human beings, at least that we know about. But they're probably like a good 1 or 2 times smarter in general. So they could 100% ruin the footage. That's that's the thing that, like, for example, if somebody, came up and was like, "Oh, yeah, this is a huge argument for why Bigfoot doesn't exist," then by them making the dent by asking why that happened in the Finding Bigfoot show, we could make an even bigger dent by saying squashes are actually 1 to 2 times smarter than human beings, and I'm pretty sure we actually know that 1 to 2 times smarter than human beings, so they could easily do that. We would make a arguably good dent in that argument that they made, but it wouldn't be enough, in my opinion, to completely answer the question why did glitch out like that, because that's something that should never happen. In my opinion. So, all right, that's that. And then let's see. There's just so much more about it. There's just so much more. Um, let's see. And yeah. So another thing I have to say, going a little bit back to the thing I said at first, is Bigfoot sightings often happen very very fast. In fact, hold on, let me look this up real quick. Is in so I think that's let's see. Okay, huh? Footage. In fact, the longest Bigfoot encounter ever was just under a minute long. Just under a minute long. That's how fast Bigfoot sightings happen. And it's typical for Bigfoot sightings to last for about 15 to 30 seconds. And okay, here's the thing is a minute is crazy. Even 30 seconds is a crazy amount of time for literally any Bigfoot sighting. That was insane. Just what? Anyway, so yeah, that's what I have to really say. If any of you have any questions about any of this, because there's a lot I did not cover today. But if any of you have any questions about how it could still end up blurry, like something I didn't answer, a question I didn't answer about that, please comment. And please like ask us in the comments or email me at my or our tnbfsc@gmail.com email. Because I would like to answer every single question or just any question that comes through about it. Thank you guys. so much for listening to this episode. Goodbye.